My 29M husband doesn't think he's the father of his kid and thinks I, 28F, am lying. What should I do? We recently had a daughter in March. We were both beyond thrilled. My husband has brown hair and I have black hair. In the first couple of months, our daughter had black hair, but it slowly started to lighten to a dirty blonde. Same thing with her eyes, they were first brown and now they're green. We both have brown eyes. I told him I did not cheat on him. Just because our daughter has different features does not mean I slept with another person. I told him hair and eyes can change as one ages. He himself is white, which explains this, although nobody in his family has blonde hair. Some do have green eyes. He told me he wanted to get a paternity test done. I felt hurt, but if that's what it was going to take, I would do it. He changed his mind about the paternity test because he needed time to research. I think he thought that I wouldn't want him to do the paternity test to prove that I was indeed lying. I really don't know why he doesn't understand basic genetics or why he's hesitant to get a paternity test now. Do I force him to get a paternity test? Give it time? I'm just sad that I have to prove this to him. Too long didn't read. My husband thinks I cheated on him because our daughter has slightly different features than us. Edit, I am not Caucasian, but he is. Both my parents are olive with dark hair, I'm blonde and porcelain. Believe me, I wish I wasn't theirs. Genetics are just weird, man. Don't ignore the fact that he clearly doesn't trust you. Do you want your daughter internalizing that? He's hesitant to get the test now because he knows a positive result will make him look like an ass. I think you should absolutely insist on performing the test, otherwise he'll drag his doubts back out of the closet every time you two quarrel in the future. He kicked the hornet's nest by insinuating that your child isn't his. Test results will put that to rest immediately, whether he feels like an ass or not. Then you two can proceed with counseling. The test isn't the problem here, the trust issue is. Even with the test, it won't be solved. We're looking into marriage counseling. Is he Irish? My grandfather was Irish and my grandmother was black. My mother and aunt came out very light, my mother with black hair, and my aunt had red hair. My father was black, a chestnut complexion. My sister and two of my brothers came out light brown. My youngest brother and I came out Prince the artist complexion. My mother said I had black hair when I was born, it lighted to a light brown, and in the summer it lightens even more. Me and my youngest brother have light brown eyes, and everyone else in eyes are black. My youngest brother and I married dark brown skinned women, and all our children are light skinned. All of my children have black hair and eyes like their mother. My brother has two girls, one with sandy blonde hair and light green eyes, and the other has black hair and black eyes. Good luck playing the interracial wheel of features. Get him 23andMe for Christmas. Yes, of Irish and Scottish descent. Do the test and get couples counseling to deal with his trust issues. Husband co-signed on vehicle for mother, purposely hid it from me, but I walked in on the conversation. So basically the title explains it all. My husband signed on a 2021 SUV, I caught him giving information to his mom over the phone, he didn't talk to me about it prior. His mother asked for a co-signer, because she needs one. The banks don't trust her enough to finance a vehicle on her own. In the 12 years that I've been with my husband, she's had multiple vehicles, a lot of them repossessed/given back. I'm at a loss. We're married, so debt incurred while being married is a mutual debt, I think. I've never owned a brand new car in my life. I've always had cash cars. This year I was able to finance a 2-year-old vehicle for my husband and I. I'm worried about how this will impact our credit, but mostly feel like I cannot trust my husband at all. His mother apparently asked him, what will I say? My husband's response was, do not worry about it. She's very manipulative and not trustworthy. He felt guilty, but he also purposely tried to hide this from me. I just happened to hear what he was saying when I walked in on the conversation. Update. He woke up this morning, said he was sorry, realized it was a mistake, called the dealership and told him he didn't authorize any salesman to run his credit. He had a long conversation with his mom, and they both decided to blame the salesman because he was being too pushy. His mom did not know the salesman was going to submit the actual credit application to move forward with financing. He is still being short, telling me my feelings in this situation do not matter. I asked, what are you sorry for then? And also I'm apparently fucking stupid. He made a choice. He did something that can affect your financial future and he knew you wouldn't be okay with it. That's why it was a secret. You can't trust him. You can speak to a lawyer about your financial responsibility. You have to speak to him about why he thought it was okay to violate your trust. Don't let him place the blame on his mother. He made the choices here. Unfortunately, you should probably pull both yours and your husband's credit reports. Voice of experience here. But if you caught him being a secret squirrel once, then I'll yeet myself if he doesn't have other things he is hiding from you. You make an excellent point, but I just can't get over the use of secretive squirrel, and I'll yeet myself if you, dear sir / ma'am, are brilliant and funny as hell. This is bad all around. Not only is he taking on legal responsibility for the debt, and the possibility of it wrecking his credit if she defaults on her payments, but he is also tying up available credit. That next newer car you might want or need, that loan you might need to reshingle your roof, or that financing on your next flat-screen TV might no longer be an option because he has too much of his available credit tied up in his mom's car loan. To be honest, I would not be able to stay legally tied to someone who did this behind my back. I could maybe salvage the relationship with counseling, but I really would be done trusting him with my financial stability and would need to transition to a romantic relationship with no legal ties. He lost that privilege. If it's legally binding, a document claiming sole responsibility as mentioned above would be a smart thing to get before anything else. Or exploring the suggestions given on returning the car. Please seek out a lawyer as well as maybe a financial counselor to get a solid grasp on your options. Then make a decision only thinking about yourself. He clearly isn't looking out for you, and there's a chance this won't be the last time. My grandfather started with things like this, and it escalated to the point that he forged my grandmother's signature to sell the family home without her knowledge. He told her they were moving a week after the sale and didn't show her the new house that he had bought with their joint money, but without her name on it, until the day they moved in. Despite losing much of her memory, she mourned the loss of her home until the day she passed. Honestly, we all did. It was heartbreaking. Not to toss a horror story out there, your situation could be entirely different. But I just want to validate that this was a big deal that could turn into a pattern without serious intervention. You're right to be this concerned. Don't let anyone minimize it. Your husband's allegiance lies with his mother, not the family he made with you. Couples counseling immediately. This goes a lot deeper. He has purposely hidden financial obligations that could have serious repercussions for you. Your husband dismisses your feelings and concerns when you bring it up to him. This is not conducive to a happy marriage. Speak with a lawyer about what this means for you, if she defaults. In the meantime, I highly suggest you keep separate bank accounts. Do not mix your funds in with someone who is not on the same page as you. I broke up with my girlfriend a month after she said that she wants to be a guy. So let me just start this by saying that I do support LGBTQ+ and everything. We had been together for about 1 or 2 years, and she said to me at the beginning of this year that she said that they wanted to be a guy. At first I played it cool, saying things like I still love you the same and stuff like that. But as the month went on, I knew that I wasn't gay. I just don't like men, period, even if it's a girl saying that they're a guy. I don't know if I'm a dick for thinking that, but that's just how I personally feel. And then at the beginning of this month I told them that I wasn't gay and all that. They sure didn't sound very happy about that, and then they left with the message, you know what, I'm done with this. I feel like I didn't leave properly and that I didn't ever really break up with them. Should I go apologize about everything and clear some things up? But I don't want to seem like I still like them or just be annoying. let it go. There is no shame in not wanting to be with him anymore. You don't have to become gay just because you liked him when he was 8. Maybe you could have said or done things differently, maybe better, maybe worse, but it doesn't matter. He made it clear he wanted to break up too, so in the end it went like you intended to. In my eyes, by telling them you're not into men, it shows you took them seriously and want to support them with their transition. If you carried on dating, it'd seem like you didn't believe in the transition because you still saw them as a woman, and not a man, if that makes sense. Trans guy here, female to male like your ex. Honestly, I don't see any problem with this. You are a straight man who likes women. He's no longer a woman, and that means that attraction is gone. You obviously show a lot of respect to him, and that alone it shows a lot in a person. If you're feeling guilty or whatever, maybe drop him a message explaining how you now feel and that you are there to support him if needed. I socially transitioned before college and went to college as a guy. Every one of my girlfriends in the past have known I am trans before getting with me. If someone said they weren't okay with that, I'd be hurt, but it wouldn't be a massive issue. People have preference, it's allowed. The best thing you could have done in order to respect his decision was break up with him. If he feels he should transition to being a man and is attracted to men, then he needs to date gay men, not a straight man who is trying really hard to be accepting. This isn't accepting, it's the refusal to move on. Just like you can't force him to feel like a girl, he can't force you to like men. You are attracted to femininity. That is completely valid. Your sexual alignment is just as important as their gender identify. You don't think they're a bad person, you aren't stopping them from being themselves.